is the KfpPz 70. In my opinion, the hardest tank in the game of Blitz to get to grips with. I know a lot of people who've got this tank and some of them hate it. In fact, a lot of people don't like rolling out in it. So I thought, well, let's have a look at it a bit more closely and see what it's all about. Hello again everybody and welcome back to KpfpPz Blitz, and now we're going to look at the KfpPz 70, the German Tier 9 premium tank, which came out quite a long time ago in Blitz, and it was really difficult to get this tank for free. And a lot of people had to drop some gold to get it. And then it wasn't the tank that everybody expected. In fact, it was unbelievably difficult to drive. So Wargaming buffed it. And it's not the nightmare tank that it used to be. Now, this was a real tank. In fact, there's a picture of one there. Although I say it was a real tank, it was a prototype. It was a code share tank designed between the Americans and the Germans, and in America it's called the MBT-70, and it was one of the most expensive post-war tanks to ever be developed, and it never really got any further, although the Germans did take it a little bit further and develop the Leo from it. So in Blitz we have got the German version, the KfpPz 70. And like I said, when this first came out, it was almost impossible to get it for free unless you could drive your socks off. I managed to get it for free, but trust me, it really wasn't easy. A lot of people had to get some gold out and buy some crates to get this tank. But what's it actually like? Well, thankfully, Wargaming have buffed it, because when it first came out, boy, this was a difficult tank. It was not the easiest tank to drive. In fact, I still believe this is one of the hardest tanks to get to grips with in Blitz, especially at tier 9. But I think it's one of the hardest tanks across all the tiers to get to grips with. But why? I mean, the reason being is its longish reload. Now, when it first came out, the reload was really long. They buffed it a bit, and now the reload isn't as bad as it used to be, but it's still pretty long. But you have to remember, whilst you've got a 16-second reload, you've also got the ability to dish out a shed load of damage. I mean, the damage on this thing is immense. On a standard APCR, which is its normal ammunition, you're knocking out 560. With the heat, which is its premium ammunition, you're knocking out 480, and with the HE you're knocking out 640. So realistically, it's got a DPM anywhere between 2,296 and 2,624, which for this little thing isn't bad. Penetration wise, however, not so great. I mean, the pen on it is, on the APCR is 240, and on the heat is 305. I mean, the heat's not too bad, and it dishes out really good damage, but penetration wise, it ain't great. Reload time, as I say, is really long. The aim time's not too bad, just shy of 2.5 seconds, and the dispersion's not bad either. Depression is a whopping 6 degrees, which is horrendous, and the speed's not too great. What about the armor? Well, the armor, when it first came out, it was trolly, and the front is still a bit trolly, but now a lot of things will pen you. It used to be that you would get a lot of bounces off the front glacis plate and the front turret, but not anymore. But as you can see here, it can dish out a lot of damage, guys. I mean, I've knocked out 2,636 here, we've taken 1 kill, and okay, we've lost half our hit points, and I'm not setting the wood on fire in this thing. You can see that it's not exactly the most maneuverable tank, its mobility is not great, you bounce a few shots, nothing bounced me there, but you've got the ability to dish out a lot of pain in this thing. But you've got to know how to use it. So we get a 3rd class there, we're with the top tank, but we didn't set the world on fire. because it's a tricky tank. It really, really is. So here we are on Vineyards. We are almost the top tier, as you can see there. And one of the great things about this tank is, if you put it hull down and you stick the front to the enemy and angle it slightly, it will bounce a lot of shots. If, however, you show your rear end or your sides, or you turn your turret too much, then unfortunately you're going to get penetrated, and you're going to be penetrated hard. The gun, it's pretty good. I mean, it's pretty accurate there. As you can see, you knock out 500 damage, one shell, and then you've got the 16-second reload, so you've got to hang around, but this allows you to get into a new position. Camo-wise, not the best. Unfortunately, it's not got great ammo. As you can see, we didn't bounce that one, but you know, when you're knocking out 500 alpha, I mean, I've literally made 2 shots and dished out 1,150. That is good in a tank of this type. It's got a derpy gun on a heavy tank, and yeah, okay, the armor's pretty poor, the reload's pretty long. If the reload was any shorter, this thing would be OP. If the mobility was any faster, it would be OP. I mean, compare it to the Leo. I mean, the Leo has got nowhere near the damage this thing has got. This thing is dishing out a shed load of damage, guys. Okay, its DPM's not too big. That's because it's got a massive reload time. But look at this. I mean, you will dispatch tanks in next to no time. Now, we've dished out 1,500. Okay, it's not a massive amount. I get that. But look at this. I mean, there's an IS-3 defender down there. Can't see him. He'll pop up again in a moment. And this tank won't have a problem with putting a load of hurt into it. It will struggle to pen. So you've got to wait, and there you go. It's a bounce. And this thing does struggle to pen. Thankfully, I've got a heat in there now. The IS-3 defender, I don't know if he's a bot or just AFK, but he's turned his turret. Now this is going to be a blind shot. I know he's there somewhere. Someone spotted me somewhere else. And I think it bounced again. 2 bounces, and that's on heat. And heat's got the better penetration values. So switch it back to APCR, because there's an AMX-50. The reload time hurts. It really does, because... Oh, no, he's not AFK, so we'll stick one up his nose and we'll take him out. Now we've done 2,000 damage. Now we've still got to wait for this reload and wait for the reload, but once the reload's done, the poor AMX is going to go back to the garage. Now, it's only 160, it's not much for me in this tank, because it's got a huge gun, and there he goes. So we've got 3 kills, we've done 2,203, there's only 1 tank left, we've got 1 base, but it doesn't matter, because there's only 1 tank left. So there's 2 of us, 1 of him, and between us we should be able to get him, hopefully. Oh, we are running out of time, though. Maybe, oh, there he is. Can we, oh, somebody else gets him. What a damn shame. So, 2,200. Not brilliant. We only bounced 420 there. We get a nice second class. We get a lot of credits. For credit machine, it's not too bad. We're the second time the IS-8 was played an awesome game. Now, this is a replay I got from a very good friend, Harrier77 of NX6, who regularly sends videos to me, and he went out in the KfpPz 70 and gave it a bit of a turn. He's rolling out on Mayan ruins, and you know, he's not the top tier, he's towards the bottom, but that's not a problem. He's going to firstly go down and try and cap out at B. You can see that most of the red team has clearly gone to the C cap. So if he caps out on B, he'll be able to then get round, flank a little bit, and put some hurt into them from the sides. Assuming, of course, he's still got his team left. The thing about this tank is you can absolutely fall out of love with it immediately. You really can. Because its armor, as I say, isn't the best. Okay, it'll bounce shots, but a lot of things will pen you. And you can't stay out in the open too long, which means that coupled with your reload, it's not. This is why I say it's the hardest tank. Now look at that, 522 into the waffle tractor. He manages to get a bounce of 640 because of its angle, and this tank will do that. But as I was trying to say, because of its long reload time, you don't really have, the opportunity to do a lot of things. Another great shot there. As you can see, Harrier 77 has loaded his heat just to get that extra penetration. He's probably running it with calibrated shells. I know I do, just to get that extra penetration, because the pen values on this tank are pretty poor. When it does pen, boy, do you get some damage. I mean, 499 there. Great part. Now he's got to back away, though, as you can see, because the reload is just so long. Oh, what a bounce. He's now bounced 1,000 because he's angled down. So the bouncing off that plate, there's the Foch. Foch disappears. Not a problem for this tank. So he's now done just shy of 2,000 damage. He's bounced 1,400. He's taken a kill. He's lost a few hit points, but nothing much. Now he's going to try for the ST1. Great roll into the ST1. Another 500. Now he's up to 2,400. But he's not isolated as such, because, there's some other team members there. But waiting for this reload is frustrating. And this is where players generally lose the plot with this tank. And this is what the problem is. This is the tank you really cannot YOLO in. But it's also a tank you cannot camp in, because it's so effective as a heavy. If you camp in it, you take it away. You can't turn it into a TD. That's not the idea of the tank. But you can't stick it on the front line either, because the reload is just too long. So you've got to support, but you've got to be literally just behind the front line. And when you are, you do things like this. Now he's got 2 kills. He's done just over 3,000 damage. He's bounced just under 2,000. I mean, that is a massive amount of bounces. Now he's got his load. He can wait for the PTA. The PTA is going to just be below him. He's on 166. This shouldn't be too much of a problem for Harrier 77, and PTA's gone. 3,232. Bounce just shy of 1,806. Bounce 1,860. Gets a well-deserved first class. Gets 3 kills. Top tank. And don't forget, he wasn't the top tier tank. That's a really good rollout in this tank. And I'd like to thank Harrier 77 of NX6 for providing that replay for us. Now, inspired by Harrier 77, I decided to roll out and try and beat his score. This is me on canal. As you can see, some of us have gone right, and I can see there's an E50 and the Leo 1. Don't know if there's much else out there. The Leo 1's down to 109. It's a waste of my shot, so I'm not going to shoot him. Now the E50, however, is not a waste of my shot. He's on 449 hit points. If I can get one good shot into him, he's gone. He's not looking at me. Into the front, he's gone. That is what you can do with this tank. That is why it's a really good immediate second line. Stick it on the front line, you're going to get hurt, but just behind, literally just behind the front line, you will mop up easily. Now, unfortunately, the E100's backed away, and I've got a waffle tractor there. I don't think he's seen me. I'm not too certain. I can't remember. Now, I'm going to try and shove one into him, get a great engine fire, get a fantastic roll of over 800 into the waffle tractor. He is now wondering, do I stick my nose round the corner again or not? Well, I've now decided I can go for him. He's not going to kill me with one shot, and I can probably get him again. Oh, and I get another engine fire, and I'm just going to forget him because I know he's used his kit already, and he's gone. So, 2,000 damage. We've killed one. We almost killed 2, but somebody stole the kill, but that's not a problem. There are 3 tanks left, and one of those is a Death Star and an E100. The E75 I know is over in the far side in the town. There's the E100. Can we get anything into him? Yes, we can. We get a really big 700 alpha roll straight into the front of the E100. That is why this tank is so good. But as you can see, I'm now down to 383 hit points. It's great tank to dish out damage, but if you stick it in the wrong position, you are in a world of pain. Now the STB1 and myself know that that Death Star is up there camping somewhere. We also know that the E100 is popped down. There's the E100. The Death Star is over there somewhere. The E100's there. He's going to take out the STB. I bounce one off him. Unfortunately, the STB is trying his best, but the Death Star's there and somebody else is there, and I think he's gone. Now, I could probably take out the E100 now. He's on 157. Pretty straightforward shot. He's gone. The Death Star bounces 930 on me. Wow. Unbelievable. I was really lucky there. Don't forget, I'm only on 383 hit points. I think he must have put in an HE round and hit the spaced armor just above the tracks. Either way, very lucky there. But I know where he is. I think I know where he is. No one spotted him yet, and I know the STB1 is really close to him and he's trying to get round. Where is he? I think he's up there. I'm going to put a blind shot in. Nothing doing. I'm shy on 3,000 damage. I'm on 2,902. Oh, and there he is. He's coming after me. And I'm on a long reload. Now he's seen me. The STB1 has come up behind him. Can I get anything into him? Yes, I get a 400 roll, and then he's taken out by the STB1. Wow. 3,471 damage. We get 2 kills. We get a first class. We get a shed load of ribbons, as we do. And with a top tank. That is how I play the KfpPz 70. It's a tricky tank, guys. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, I think this is the hardest tank in the game. Now, this is a game where I did 4,000 damage, and we lost. And we lost because of this move. Instead of me going for that IS-3, which was really stupid, I should have gone for the VK. But I didn't. And, okay, that was stupid. I should have gone for the VK. The VK eventually killed me, and it was all over, which was a damn shame, because that would have been a much better first class, possibly even a mastery, who knows. Anyway, this is not an easy tank. In fact, I think it's the hardest tank in the game. I think that because when you've got such a long reload on this tank, and when you've got the armor that is like what it is, this is not an easy tank to drive. And you've got to play it sensibly, because if you don't, you are going to be hurt. It's a tank that requires you to play slightly conservative. Do not camp in it. Camping in it does not do this tank any justice whatsoever. It really doesn't. Because with this amount of damage at your disposal, you can be unbelievably effective. And you will get bounces unlike a TD. So don't camp in it. But don't put it on the front line, because if you do that, you're going to get hurt. And this is why people struggle. Remember that reload. It's really long. So make sure don't forget the tank is really low to the ground. So make sure you either go hull down or you're behind some really good hard cover. And then the tank is a dream to play. Well, that's me and the KfpPz 70, not an easy tank. I hope it was informative. I know not everybody's got this tank, but if you're thinking about it, or you have got it and you don't like it, or you've got it and you very rarely take it out because you can't get on with it, then I hope this video has been slightly useful. Now, I'm starting to enjoy this tank a lot more recently. I play it a lot more conservatively than I used to. I don't run around like an idiot in it anymore, which does help. Anyway, guys, please send me your comments. If you've got this tank and you play it differently and you know some tricks of the game, then send it to us. Tell everybody how to play this tank, because I do believe this is the hardest tank to get to grips with in the whole of Blitz. If you've got any great replays of you in this tank, again, send them, because everybody needs to see replays to learn the tricks and to learn the skills that are needed to play these things. And you know, if you can, because it's almost close to Christmas, please subscribe. If I can get 100 subscribers before Christmas, that'd be a fantastic present. So, until the next time, guys, stay safe out there, have fun on the battlefield, and happy tanking, because that's what it's all about. Fun and happiness. Hey, I've been Fujit and you've been great. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it. And I'd love if you would press subscribe. Who knows, we can do some more. By all means, drop me comments, tell me what can be improved, and tell me what you'd like to see. I really love to know. Anyway, until the next time, guys, happy tanking.